Hi, this is Lynn, and I am trying to move this into the right place. Okay, I think I got it right. Okay, so I wanted to do a live stream so that I could introduce you to my new project. The project is, I'm looking down at my computer, my laptop, so that I can see if anybody logs on to anything. It is called the side effect. And what I want to do with the side effect is I want to look at healthy eating and what happens whenever you start eating healthy and how it affects your life. There are a couple of, let me see here. This is not going through. I need to push the refresh button, I think, on my laptop so it goes live. What we need to do is look at the side effects of what happens when we start eating healthy, and then if we continue those healthy eating habits, if we stop, what happens with this whole diet industry? Okay, so I at first wrote a book. You are alive, you are building an audience. Okay. Oh, hi, Richard. Okay, Richard, this is good for you. Okay, so I wrote the first book, and it says, I can't do it for you, but I'm here to help. And I talked about the 27 concepts. It looks like it's a lot of reading, and it's not, because it's not that long. It's only like 30 pages or something like that. But it goes back and it talks about how I came about these 27 concepts. And the concepts are basically about high nutrition. Hi, Mr. Baumgartner. This would be good for you too. I am doing what are the side effects of healthy eating? And what we're trying to do is maybe possibly clear up some negative side effects, like the high blood pressure and things like that. Not saying that eating healthy will be a cure for high blood pressure, but how not to feel alone. So anyway, so I wrote the book. It's got 27 concepts in there, and it talks about eating high nutrition. Well, this is what we want to do. Again, we want to see what happens when we do eat very, very high nutrition, lower calorie, because of course I am always about weight loss. And what happens if we start going to the gym a couple of times a week and things like that? What are the side effects? Instead of saying I'm setting up this huge goal and I want to be at X number of pounds by a certain date and do this for my health on a certain date, we want to take and look if I make changes, what actually does happen. And it's like that way I'm thinking that maybe these will become lifestyle changes rather than small little changes that don't stick, because it's the stick that we want to do. So what I'm trying to do, and I have week 1 actually almost done. I was down in Florida and then came back and started right away, right after the first, and started right in on like some healthier salads, how to get some better greens into your life. You don't always have to do the smoothies and things like that. I believe that if you're going to eat, you better be eating with a fork, not drinking it out of a glass. And that's just my feeling on it. If you're in a rush and a hurry, smoothies are good. Watch the calories. We all know pretty much what the calories are. You can go on to MyFitnessPal, which is a great site, and you can log all of your calories to kind of get an idea of what certain foods are. A lot of times I like to look at the side of a package of something. Like the other day I was looking at a goat cheese crumble, which was really, really good, which is very good on a salad. I have a couple of pictures of that up on my Chat the Fat, the blog. And what it does, it's a stronger cheese, so that when you have this stronger flavor. And then I put it with a balsamic vinaigrette, because we all know that anything that doesn't separate, any salad dressings that don't separate, contain gluten. So if you're trying to get away from the gluten, trying to get away from other things with additives and preservatives and stuff like that, that would be one that I would try to X out. While I was down in Florida, I was talking to a woman that she did a 180 on her life, which I thought was really cool. She tried to cut out cheese, which was good. Cheese is a problem with me, especially since we are from Wisconsin. And she put apple cider vinegar on top of her salad, and she had like quinoa and some lentils in there, and it was very, very good. And when you start looking at non-heavy dressings, then you actually taste these other items. And so when you put like a goat cheese on there and a form of a feta, then you can taste the cheese more than just tasting all the salad dressing and things like that. So I actually got a nice little planner, which I thought I had nice and close to me, but I don't. But the planner has where you can make goals and, well, not really goals, lists of things that you want to do. Like today, I wanted to be able to, I had to run to the bank, so I put that on there. I had to stop and see a friend, cash in my Kohl's cash, get the Christmas tree down, do a load of wash. So I put that all on there. So and eat healthy. And I don't remember if I put on there workout, but I did work out the last 3 days, so I'll give myself today off, because it's like you should give yourself 1 to 2 days off a week. Because once in a while, then we not only get discouraged because we don't reach the goals that we want to, but then we feel overpressured, so that then we don't want to do our workouts. We want to look forward to it and say, hey, I had off yesterday. I get to pick any 2 days a week that I want to have off, so I picked yesterday. So yesterday is actually today. So, made my little list. It's like, got things done, and so that is a good thing. I did talk about this morning is what happens when that scale goes up and down, and that is something that we want to talk about, because it happens all the time. And it's like we all have our good days and our bad days, but we want to try to turn this in so that it's a few more good days. And so when you step on the scale in the morning and it's like, and if it goes up, then you're always, dang, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. It's like I'm a horrible person and blah, blah, blah. No, stop it. You got 2 minutes, that's it, you're done, and then go on with your day. It's like, it's not the worst thing in the world, and you're moving forward. So make your list, figure out what you want to do today, and then go on with it. So if you step on the scale and it says that you lost 2 pounds, you're like, yeah, right. It's like I can have that ice cream and still, no, don't plan these cheats that are going to be stuck in there that are going to put you back to that other one where you're going to say, dang, them pounds came back. So it's try to look at things a little bit more positively rather than keep looking at the negative side. Well, I'm deprived. I don't get this. I don't get that. It's like, Lynn, you're too tough on me. No, I'm not. You're tough on yourself. And that's what half of the problem is. It's like you are obviously not sugar deprived if you're living in the United States. The United States has got such a sugar problem and additives and preservatives. What you're deprived of is nutrition. And what I call the first group would be low nutrition, low calorie. Okay, so what falls into that is iceberg lettuce. That's the biggest one that I can think of. And I do follow a couple of people, and one of them is George, and he has the Healthiest Foods cookbook. It's green. If you look it up, you'll find him. And I signed up on his newsletter, and then every day he sends me a newsletter that talks about a different food and the nutrition benefits of that and how to incorporate that into your healthy eating, which I really, really like that. And I'm going to actually order his book. There's a couple of people that I follow, and he happens to be one of them. Okay, so then we've got low calorie, low nutrition. And then, of course, then we have high calorie, low nutrition. No, sorry. We have low calorie, high nutrition, which would be your things like your kales, your spinaches, things like that. So that they're almost extender foods. If you take and you make, say, chili, and you want to make it a bigger bowl of chili, you could put in noodles, but noodles don't really have a lot of nutrition in them, so I would call them a high calorie, low nutrition. And instead, what we would want to put in there is throw in some of your vegetables, throw in some of your squashes and things like that, so that it's actually extending it and making it into big food where you can have higher nutrition and a lower calorie. So you look at me and you go, Lynn, what are you talking about? Okay, so you have this bowl of chili, and most of the time what happens, you either throw noodles in there or you eat two bowls. Okay, what we want to do is we want to just, hi Linda, we want to just eat one bowl, but we want to make it higher nutrition, and it's like, and make it almost bigger food so that you're more full, and so you don't want to go back for that second bowl, or you, after you get done eating, you don't want to dive into those cookies and things like that. We are also through this trying to get rid of some of the sugar. So we're trying to eliminate sugar through this whole 1 year process. This is going to be 1 year, and we're going to have the side effects of 1 year. And then actually I'm going to write a book on this of the actual side effects. And is all of this dieting stuff a pile of crap? Should you just really, is there one diet that's better than another? And we're going to look at that all throughout the year. I'm going to try on Saturdays to do a short little video like this so that I can give you a little catch up. So we have the first group was low nutrition, low calorie. The next one is high nutrition, low calorie. And then the next one is high nutrition, high calorie. Okay, this is where you're going to start running into some of your lean meat. Well, okay, lean meats, nuts, a lot of your proteins. And speaking of proteins, okay, so I was reading something the other day, and it had that about eggs and how good eggs actually are for you. So of course, I am watching calories. So what I do is I take like 3 eggs, throw them in a bowl, but 2 of them, I take the yolks out. So you can either strain this through your hand, or I saw another thing. It was really kind of a cool trick. You take an empty water bottle and you put the 3 in the bowl. So then you go over to it and you go and suck the yolks out, and it'll leave the whites in there. And so then anyway, so that's how I make my omelets. And I made like a quiche type of a thing. So I took 18 eggs, threw in some chopped up spinach, some mushrooms, I think what else went in there, green peppers, onions, some seasoning, and then I baked it off. And then took it out of the oven. So really, oh, did I say out of those 18 eggs, I pulled 12 yolks out. So when you start multiplying out the calories in that, don't forget, take out them yolks, or those yolks. But we don't want to take out all the yolks and make the egg white thing, because in the yolks there is some big time nutrition. There is one of those amino acids that are in there that the body has to have. So do not take all of them out. I usually throw in one whole egg, 2 whites, and that does make a real good combination. Okay, so I took my little baking dish, I put it in a 9x9, and then cooled it off a little bit, cut it into squares, and then took each one of those little squares and I threw it, actually I think I put it in a 9 by 13, and two of them come up to be like 130 calories. So I did not put any cheese in there because I'm trying to cut back on the cheese, and so then that way then I can use cheese as a treat, and either once a day, once a week, whatever I figure out. I'm really trying to have this clear up this problem with cheese. You know, is it good for you? Does it cause sinus problems? Does it, you know, it's like, okay, let's just find out. Let's eliminate it and find out. Which of course is another diet that's out there, and it's called the elimination diet, and you figure out what doesn't work for you, and then it's like, and then if you want to slowly add it back, there's so many of them. So anyways, so we are going to try this whole thing just thinking about nutrition. Okay, and then the last one, of course, you know this is coming. It would be high calorie, low nutrition. And there's a big old group full of them, and they would be, I hate to throw Noodles into that group because it's not necessarily always the big noodle problem. There's I'll tell you about that in just a second, but a lot of your processed products, your chips, your what they call snacks, definitely your cookies and things like that. Okay, let's quick talk about noodles. Okay, noodles. What should you do with your noodles? Your noodles, your rice, your mashed potatoes, and things like that. What I will tell you to do is I will tell you to put them in a measuring cup, half a cup. That's a serving. If you have to actually measure that little puppy out and put it on your plate, you're going to go, oh, dang, I've been eating 3 servings of that stuff and counting it as 120 calories. Well, you can't do that. You know, it goes up. When you're looking at some other things, and it's like you pick up the package and it says 6 servings at 100 calories each, and you eat half of that. Now, your serving is 300 calories because you ate half the bag or half the box or half the other day it was those cheese crumbles that I put on my salad. And if you look at it that way of what you're actually going to eat, let's talk about ice cream. Okay, I can't eat ice cream because to me, a lot of ice cream is better. So I just have to look at that and either put it in a custard dish, which would be your half a cup, or just kind of eliminate it. So I haven't had ice cream in a while. I did have it the other night, but it was probably, okay, so you're going to say once in a month, and I don't miss it. So I would say that's my first side effect, is that when you stop eating some of these items that aren't necessarily really, really good for you, you don't miss them. But, okay, I will tell you, I was one of the test marketers for the one-day diet, and what you did was one day you ate these little food tabs, and then the next day you ate regular food. So, okay, secret's out. Okay, you know, I was a test marketer. I'll tell you, I got all my product dollar back, and I got $1,000. So I spent that $1,000 and enjoyed it. So it was well worth testing this out. But anyway, so what I found out was when you eliminated food and only ate the food tabs the one day, the next day you were so starving for nutrition. You were not starving for Doritos. You were starving for nutrition. And so I guess that is the biggest thing that I can tell you, is that your body will crave what it wants. So if you're craving nutrition and you take white bread, throw a big glob of mayonnaise on it, and a piece of cheese and another piece of bread. Okay, in there's not a whole lot of nutrition, as if you would put, like, throw your spinaches on there. You really have to, if you're going to do mayonnaise and things like that, some of these added things, look at the side of the package and figure out that big old honking scoop full of stuff that you're going to throw on there. If that's 500 calories, that's a lot of calories. That would be a very high calorie, low nutrition, because there's not a lot of nutrition in there. So if you take your 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, put it on there, load on some spinach and things like that, put some tomatoes and a few other things, then you start to build something that the body actually will be craving. And if the body gets the nutrition, it will say, hey, I don't need anything else because you gave me what I want. But if you take and you load it down with Fritos and M&Ms, and I just can't even think of a few more things, but cookies, cake, your body is going to keep saying, if not now, it's going to say in a little bit, I need nutrition. This isn't working for me. So it's going to crave some more things. Now, we probably will have to look at like Chinese food. People say, well, I'm always hungry right after I eat Chinese food. But really, really look at it. I'm a pain in the neck when I go to the Chinese restaurant. I go through and I try to, through the line. First off, one of the rules in the book, which you can actually find the 27 rules on Chat the Fat website. And so one of them is no deep fried. We don't like to do deep fried. It's like the Chinese actually usually take and deep fry stuff in a wok, so that oil is only used once. The real Chinese. So, but here in the U.S., what we do is we have a big old vat full of fat. We flip it on one day, flip it out at night, flip it back on the next day. So every time you flip that little switch back on and reheat that, it changes the chemical makeup of that fat, and it puts a little plus sign on the end of it. And if any of you took the biology class and remember this, the little plus sign that it adds on, it has something to do with it's able to attach to other cells that are in your body, and it causes all kinds of havoc. It's been a couple of years since I've actually looked into that biology class, but I did take it from, I was at Clayton College. I did a couple of classes with them of an online until they went out of business. And I did have to figure out how I could write my thesis right away, because I needed my, I wrote this so that I could teach a class. And Cindy, who is on here, she has taken the class with me and has followed, the concepts, and it did quite well. So sometimes whenever we follow the concepts and then all of a sudden say, well, but I kind of missed this, and it's like, and then you tell yourself, well, it's okay to add this back in and it really won't hurt me. Why are we lying to ourselves? Really? And then, okay, so I also follow a guy, and I know I'm all over the place. Fit to Fat to Fit. Okay, so Drew is a riot. I love him, and he was the one that he actually gained 60 pounds and then lost it so that he could see what it was like to be a heavy person. Well, Drew, I got one up on you. I was the heavy person first, so got that. But he had these challenges, and one of the challenges was to eat a whole cake. Well, I emailed him and I said, Drew, that's not how women eat cake. Women will eat cake one Weight Watchers slice at a time. They'll cut off a little piece, and then they'll eat that, and they'll tell them that's only a little piece, and then it's like, and then they'll cut off a little piece a little while later because they've been good, and it's like, and they're just a little hungry, and they'll have just a little piece of cake, and then they'll have the, and so I'm not saying deprive yourself, but it's like, if you write some of these things down, then you say, hey, I ate this piece of cake. Own up to it. Say, You got frosting on there, you're talking 350 calories probably without the frosting, if it really is a relatively Weight Watchers type of a slice. So, and then you're probably talking 120, 150 calories. So, oh, look at that. If you wipe the frosting off of stuff, then it's half the calories. And what is frosting? Frosting is 100% sugar. So, back to our experiment. Our experiment is to try to eliminate sugar as much as possible. Try to eat as healthy as possible. And what I'm saying by healthy is to eat high nutrition, low calories, so that we can eat a bigger amount of food and, you know, throw your chilies in there and things like that. But then you get one bowl of chili. And if you're going to have cereal, it's measure it out, figure out what it is. So say you're going to allow 250 calories and you're eating a cereal that's 120 calories per cup, then put the 2 cups in there. Watch your granolas. Your granolas, even though you think that they're high in nutrition because they have oats in them, they're very dense because they have different sugars and honeys and things like that. And those honeys are very, very high in calories. Honey's good for you. It put it on a few things. If you're feeling sick, put it on, I don't have a problem with honey. It's got a good flavor. So as you're looking at things that have a good flavor, you eat less of them. So you'll want to only eat like maybe a teaspoon of honey because it has a really, really strong flavor. Hi, Mary. Mary is the one that got me to start this live. So we'll see how it goes. It feels just weird sitting up here, and I did find a clean wall though, and I'm not cooking today, but we will cook again. I'll probably cook next week. So and maybe I'll do one with Mary. She is the one that had the Sci-Fi Research Center downtown Burlington, and that's how I met her down there. So let's see, what else do I want to say? See how it goes for a week, and I will talk to you next week and see how the different concepts of how we're looking at things will change your life. If you want a copy of this book, email me and I will just, okay, here we are again, give everything away for free. Okay, I've given away so many copies of this book, it doesn't matter, I'll give away some more. So because I feel it's really, really that important. You can follow me on Chat the Fat. We do have a store in Union Grove, and so my email is lynnb@stitchshop, stitchshoppe.com. Please do not spam me with a bunch of garbage. But if you're really interested, send me a book and put in the subject line, Chat the Fat. It's all one word. You Google CHATTHEFAT, and up I pop. So I have 5 years worth of research on there, and you are welcome to dig through it. It's all for free because I feel it's that important. Now, when I look at other people that have got paid websites, what am I looking at? I am looking at them. Do I really feel that I'm undercutting them by giving stuff away for free? No, because I am at the very beginning of things, and so from what you would learn from me, I would expect you to take the next step and maybe look into your health a little bit more and look into I follow a group, the Jillian Michaels Junkies. I love Jillian. It's like she's got some really, really good workout videos. And I like to work out too. And I get bored if it's always the same thing. So I did join her Fit Fusion. It was good. And she's got a new app out too that if you say, well, this exercise is too hard, then she'll pop you up with one that's not so hard. I follow Drew with his Fit to Fat to Fit. And what Drew covers is, oh, sorry, had an itch. Drew covers like what happens if you go with all this gluten-free, and he tests out the gluten-free stuff, you know, and is it really healthier for you, or is it kind of a marketing gimmick? There's a lot of things that are a marketing gimmick, and so that's what we want to do. See you do the show while you are on the treadmill. Mary, you're a glutton for punishment. Okay, I will do that. I have a favorite piece of equipment at Planet Fitness. I did join Planet Fitness, and it is kind of fun. I do miss the body pump class at Experience in Racine. It was kind of I was really a good class, and there was a teacher. Her name was little Hawaiian girl. Oh gosh, Michelle, I think it is, and she was just a powerhouse. And it's like, so you're working muscles that you wouldn't normally work, and so, but if something happened and I moved from there, it's like, and that's what we all do. We go, oh, well, I'm getting bored with this gym, and then we try a different gym, and then, so I was Experience, and then I went to the Y for a while, and now I'm over at Planet Fitness. So if you're at Planet Fitness and you say, hey, Lynn, hi, how you doing? You know, it's like, saw you on YouTube or Facebook. But anyways, it's kind of like a little like runner machine almost. And I'm really liking that. So I will do a video on that one day. My thought on working out is pick something you're going to do. Do not try to force yourself into doing something you don't like. So, you're goof. Do not force yourself into doing something that you don't like, because you won't continue it. So I did this little runner machine, which is really hard on your butt. On Wednesday, on Thursday, it was cold out, so I did a video at home. I came home and I actually like plugged it in, and there are some good free ones on YouTube too. And that's actually, and I think it was Be Fit that I pulled up on YouTube. And so, and then the next day, Friday, I was back to the gym. Today, I'm taking the day off so that I can, hi Ruthie, do a couple of other things around the house. I needed to get some stuff done, get the Christmas tree down, stuff like that, crossing that all off on my list. And so I will be, maybe I'll run over to the gym in the morning and just see how that goes. But if you have any questions, you can email me. I know I covered a lot of stuff, and I know I ramble, and I know I jump around and things like that. But I'll tell you what, I guess I wish I had looked at this all a lot earlier in my life. But if I would have, then things would have been different in my life, and I probably wouldn't be sitting here trying to tell you how important this actually is, and how important nutrition is, and how important it is to take care of your health. I do go to an herbalist, which if you know me, you know that. Arthur Shattuck, he's great, he's wonderful, love him. And one of the things that he talks about is the amount of time that you spend per day. Every day you should spend a section of your time taking care of your health. And your health does include what you eat. So we do need to really think about how to promote good health now so that we don't end up on pharmaceuticals and things like, not that they're totally bad, but I prefer not to. I prefer to be able to live my life to the fullest and enjoy it. Arthur right now he should be doing a form of a detox, I think. And I think he's also doing something with crack pot cooking. So if you're in the Racine area, he's a fun guy. He really is a fun guy. Check out or friend him on Facebook too, and see what he's cooking up. He's a good cook. But there's a lot of good things out on health and eating. You just look at, as you're going to make something, when you look at the recipe, you ask yourself, what is this? Is this a high nutrition, low calorie? Is it a high nutrition, high calorie, high nutrition? It kind of group it, and it's like you want to be over here in the high nutrition, low calorie. Unless, of course, you want to, say you're a cancer patient and you just need to max out your calories, then you're looking at something else. And please, please, please work with your healthcare person and ask them about some of the foods that you wouldn't really think of. And there's a difference between a lot of things, like processed nuts that are in a can that have got pretty little words on them and things like that, and the nuts in the baking aisle. We like the nuts in the baking aisle because they are not processed, they're not roasted. Sorry, Cheryl, I know that you like roasted nuts. Roast them puppies off yourself. Put a little olive oil or a little coconut oil. Actually, Arthur says coconut oil goes in your oven, olive oil goes on your salads. So, oh, he takes all the fun out of everything. I love him though. But when you are looking at your health, you tend to find that you form a community. And so, as you've heard me say these names, it's like some of these people are in my community, and they are some of my go-to people that I say, hey, I'm having a rough time. It's like, I've been eating pizza all week, and it's just causing havoc, and it's like my hair's falling out, and it's just weird things can just, well, maybe it's that I'm pulling my hair out, because it's like things just aren't working right. So you go to your support group, and your support group can be a close group of friends. They can be internet friends. Like I said, I hang out with the Jillian Michaels Junkies, which they're a Facebook group. I've also been on Sparks People. That's another good group. And My Fitness Pal has a really good community too. I just finished a challenge with them right before Christmas, and I have started so many challenges and pooped out on them. I mean, we're talking like, I ain't doing this no more, done with this, should have never signed up for this, and why am I doing this to myself, and I'm going to torture myself to the end. No, it's like, this last challenge, it was so much fun. We were doing like walking across with fitness points and fitness minutes, and then it's like you were walking across countries, learned about some other countries, some other activities, some YouTube stuff. It was just a lot of fun. And these people that put these together, I give them a ton of credit because it is a lot of work. So take advantage of them. It's like maybe it will turn your head for a couple of things, and you may find that health is fun. And that's what I want to do. I want to see if we can actually make health be fun. So, first book, if you want it, email me. Chat the Fat is my blog. And I don't know what else to tell you. We'll see what happens this coming week. I did get rid of those Christmas pounds, which is kind of fun. So I will say that. I will say that I'm not a huge person. I have lost and maintained. I was a 50-pound loser, and I call myself a 40-pound maintainer. So I do know what I'm talking about, and it is hard. It is very, very hard. So hi, Kathy. Kathy, I'm right at the end. I'm sorry. Check the. I will do a save video on this so that you can watch it off my Chat the Fat. So we got the book, we got our support group, our Chat the Fat blog, and so we will see what happens over the next year. And I'm hoping for a real positive outcome. And I will also let you know that the person that is in Florida said that I could also report on her after year. So you're talking 2 people, research, and we'll see how it goes. So I will save this so that you can refer to it later, or you could just delete me, and I will talk to you later. Thanks. You have a great day and happy health. Okay. Thanks for chatting the fat. Bye.